So Bonnie,
Bonnie. Yeah.
Rin,
Rin. Nice to meet you.
lovely to meet you too. What brought you to Australia?
I've loved travelling all my life, since I've been 18, just been travelling the world, but I wanted to find a better way to travel and be able to pay my way, because I used to travel, go home for 6 months, work, and then go back out travelling. So working holiday visa worked perfectly, that I could work and travel at the same time.
Love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just going to make sure this is recording.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, we're good. A lot of people in this spot.
There is. We can move.
No, we're good. So, why Australia? And you're from the UK?
I'm from the
assuming,
UK.
But
Yeah.
sounds
So
very British
growing
accent.
up,
Whereabouts exactly as well?
Surrey, so very near London.
Yep.
One of the home counties. Growing up, we came out here every 4 years. My dad started the Barmy Army. So if you've heard of...
Started the Barmy Army?
He started it. Yeah.
Hang on. Of course I've heard of the Barmy Army.
Yeah.
How does your dad started
My
the
dad
Barmy Army?
started it.
Is this like a dad thing of a claim to fame? Because my dad invented cars or something, or
My
rocket
dad
ships.
literally started the Barmy Army. So
That's
back
amazing.
in the 90s, he started it, and then he kept on coming out every 4 years. And obviously when he had kids, Mum was like, you can't be going off and watching the cricket for 6 weeks. You've got to let us go out as well. So we'd go out to Sydney and Melbourne every 4 years.
Wow.
So yeah,
What
pretty
was
cool.
your first memories of coming out here as a young girl?
You know what? It was actually being in the Botanical Gardens. I remember we went to a wedding here, sitting in cricket stadiums. I've got no interest in cricket. My dad fucking hates it, but
You have no interest?
he's no interest. He's not very impressed, and none of us are.
wow.
But yeah, just being out here in the Botanical Gardens, went up to the Sydney Tower Eye, sitting in the revolving restaurant, and going round having family arguments, as you do as a family.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the main memories.
Yeah, nice. And then do you think, build an affinity for wanting to come here?
Definitely, yeah.
Obviously now?
My mum personally hates Australia, and I feel
Really?
that's part of it. I'm like,
Yeah.
I want to go against my mum. She was like, the bouncers out here, the security, they're so
really?
anal. She will never come back here.
Yep.
And when I was younger, I was like, I just want to move as far away as I can from my family. I wanted to move up to Leeds, which is north.
Yeah, I know Leeds.
UK.
My brother lived there for a bit.
Yeah, I didn't get into uni, wasn't that fast.
Yep.
And I was like, where else can I go?
All the way
Other
back
side
to
of the bloody
Australia.
world.
Were you afraid at all?
No, not at all. I love solo travelling and
Yep.
meeting new people. I'm very confident, and at home, everyone is very much the same.
Yep.
Whereas out here, everyone's moved to the other side of the world.
Yeah,
They've
right.
all got the same ambitions as me. I'm not different out here.
Yep.
So I absolutely love it. So I
Yeah,
wasn't
nice.
afraid at all. Obviously I've had homesickness.
Sure. How long have you been here again, sorry?
A year and a half now.
Okay. So where do you think that came from in you, that desire to get away and position yourself? And it seems like you're probably going to stay here for a while. If not, do you plan shacking up with Tom? Meeting someone here, with all due respect though, do you plan on having a
I
family
want to
and
live
living in
out
Australia?
here for the rest of my life.
Yep.
I don't know where it came from. I think it was just when I first started traveling, I went into Europe and meeting so many people that were like-minded
Yeah.
and open. And also, you're not the person that you were at 13, 14 years old at home.
Yeah.
You come over here, nobody knows you. You're walking around the Opera House, the bridge.
Yeah.
You're a nobody. You can be whoever you want to be. Whereas at home, it's you were that kid that would argue at school, or you'd be the teacher's pet, etc. Out here, you're the person that you want to be.
Almost like a way to reinvent yourself
Yeah,
as a
definitely.
young person. Hey?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. So then what do you want in your life? Do you have ambitions, a vision for your life, family?
So I run a group called Sydney Working Holiday Girls. So it's a community for girls on working holidays to make friends here. I started it when I first arrived because I really struggled to make friends.
Yep.
Now it's my full-time job. I create events. I do about 4 or 5 events a week, helping girls make friends. So we do boat parties and barbecues and bar crawls. And it's amazing because I get to help so many other people make friends where, in the past, I've struggled.
Yeah.
So my ambition with that is to one day own my own hostel and have everything happening out of that hostel, to be running East Coast tours where it's just girls, because girls struggle when they travel solo. So coming out here, that you've got a community with girls, that, pre-made friendships, pre-made family.
Yeah.
So yeah, I basically want to take over Australia.
The Barmy Army, but
Yeah,
a different,
Barmy
a
Army,
different. But
with
it's
girls on working holidays.
thanks, Dad.
Yes, literally.
That's so cool.
It is. It's really cool. I love my job, and I this life out here. I couldn't dream of anything more like the life I'm living at the moment.
Yeah.
So.
I'm curious if we can go deeper on this
Yeah.
point. It seemingly you didn't struggle in terms like you mentioned you did making friends, but then you have gone and created a company.
Yeah.
So link those 2 points. Like,
Yeah,
how did
definitely.
that sort of come about? Take as long as you want, but I'm curious as like, yeah, if you're nervous coming out here and meeting people, to that. That's
So I was over here pre-COVID, and I travelled the East Coast. Fell in love with Australia more than I had when I was growing up.
yeah.
Spent all my money on the East Coast, and I got back to Sydney. I was like, right, I'm ready to get a job. COVID happened. Spent all my money, had about $100 to my name. I was like, I'm going home. So I spent 2 years at home just waiting for the Australian borders to open, which took forever. And finally they reopened in March, and I was one of the first people to come back over, like as a tourist, working holiday maker. And I was expecting it to be the same as what it was 2 years before COVID,
Yeah,
and
right.
it wasn't.
In terms of like the whole East Coast, or
Or just like Sydney, the hostels were dead, and the people that were living in the hostels had been in there for 2 years.
what?
Like,
Wow.
because they were quite happy, the hostels were giving them really cheap rates, so
Yeah.
they were very comfortable. They weren't looking to make friends, and I just came over and I thought, have I just made the biggest mistake of my life? I've just waited 2 years to be here, and I've made no friends. And making friends makes a place. And so I thought, how am I going to make some friends? So I went on some backpacker groups on Facebook, and you put a post up, and usually you get a few nice messages, but most of them are from people, mostly men, being like, oh, come over to mine, or come to my country. They're not even in Australia.
Yeah, right.
And I thought, right,
Over to my country, I'll pop around.
yeah, I'll just come to bloody Thailand, just, for the weekend. I can afford that. So I thought,
Would be rad, to be fair, but yeah.
if you want to pay for it, go for it. So yeah, I just thought I want to make friends with girls. I thought I don't want to go on dating apps, because realistically, you're not making friends on dating apps. You're shagging and going on dates. And I just thought I need my girls around me. So I made a group called Sydney Working Holiday Girls. I thought I'll just make some friends, do a little meet up, and then hopefully I'll walk away from it knowing a few more people. And it grew to about 10 people, and our first meet up was over in Luna Park, and like 15 girls came, and I thought, oh my gosh, like these girls feel the same way as me. They're struggling to make friends. And at the end of it, they said, when's the next one going to be? Oh, you want another one? So we actually did our second one here, actually in this spot in the Botanical Gardens.
Yeah.
Little picnic. And then after that, they said, when's the next one? When's the next one? And now I've got to a point where I've managed to be able to monetize it, make money off it, and make it my full-time job.
Wow.
And it's pretty incredible now, because there's 11,000 girls in our Facebook group, there's 5,000 on Instagram. Any girl that's on a working holiday in Sydney or in Australia knows about our community.
Wow.
And I just hear so many amazing stories about girls making their friends because of something that I created, which is pretty insane. So.
It's amazing, and amazing you never really had the plan for that,
No,
but
not at all.
it was a desire that you had
Yeah.
for you, and it's blossomed into this. That's amazing.
Exactly. That's the thing. You're never the only one feeling a certain way.
Yeah.
I felt like I was so alone when I first arrived. I had no friends, and then I met all those girls that first meet up, and they said exactly the same thing. And I thought, oh, I'm not the only one feeling this way.
Love that.
So,
The
yeah.
Bonnie Army.
The Bonnie Army, we'll call it.
Yeah,
we'll call it that.
You've got 5,000 or 11,000 in a Facebook
It's
group.
crazy.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Good on you.
Yeah, it's more than I could have ever dreamed of out here. So
Yeah.
I can never imagine going home, like creating this. Like, this is my life now, which sometimes I find it hard to take a break.
Yeah.
Because I want to help so many people, but at the same time, I am taking a break. I mean, obviously I'm taking a break today. But it's just amazing because, yeah, I just can help so many people
Yeah.
that have felt the way that I felt.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What advice would you give to your younger self if you could go back to the young girl who maybe came out here the first time?
Yeah, I'd say just don't stress. Like, I used to be such a stress head. I mean, sometimes I am still now. But like, you don't need a plan. I think when I was younger, I used to think I need a plan for everything. You come out of school and, you know, everyone says you need to go to university, you need to get a job, you need to have a family, get married, buy a house. And that's even what happened when I went home over COVID. They said, like, my family said to me, like, Bonnie, what's your plan? And I thought, oh, like, I want to go to Australia. And they
Yeah.
started stressing me out for 2 years. But I'm so pleased I never, like, went ahead and tried to get a career job. Because if I had got a career job, I wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't be living the best life. I wouldn't be helping so many thousands of girls make friends.
Yeah.
So, yeah, don't stress out. You don't need a plan in life. Just enjoy it and just go with the flow, because like things work out when you least expect them to. So
Love that.
yeah.
And if you could send a message to, I don't know, you seem early 20s.
Yeah.
If you could project 50 years in the future,
Yeah.
early 70s Bonnie,
Okay.
what would that message be? If I could clip this and
Oh,
schedule that
shit.
email or whatever form of communication we have in 50 years.
Like message. I don't know, more like a question, like have you made yourself proud? Because at the moment I feel proud, but I don't know how I'll feel in 10 years. So like, are you proud of everything that you've achieved? And also, are you still in Australia? Have you met an Australian husband? Have you got a legacy?
Nice.
But yeah.
The Bonnie Army.
Yeah, the Body Army. Thanks so much.
Thank you
It's
so
amazing.
much. Head back over here, hey?
It's fine. I feel like we've barely spent any time together. We got in this park, we bumped into some of my friends.
Yeah.
We did this interview, I've done
I
this.
saw, yeah, two people stopped and
yeah,
were talking to you.
no, some of my friends.